These people are dangerous. How you recognize envy and falsehood in others. In the tapestry of human existence, we often encounter threads that tarnish the beauty of our collective experience. Among these, envy and falsehood stand out as particularly insidious forces capable of poisoning relationships, distorting perceptions, and eroding the very foundations of trust and authenticity. These twin specters lurk in the shadows of our interactions, sometimes so subtly that we fail to recognize their presence until the damage is done. As we navigate the complex landscape of human connections, it becomes crucial to develop a keen eye for the signs of envy and falsehood in others. This awareness is not born from a place of paranoia or mistrust, but rather from a desire to protect ourselves and foster genuine, meaningful relationships. Envy, that green-eyed monster, is a universal human emotion. We've all felt its cold fingers grip our hearts at one time or another. But when envy becomes a defining characteristic of someone's personality, it transforms into a destructive force that can wreak havoc on both the envier and the envied. The envious individual becomes consumed, doomed by a constant comparison, always measuring their worth against the perceived success or possessions of others. This relentless focus on what they lack blinds them to their own blessings and potential. To recognize envy in others, we must first understand its manifestations. An envious person often exhibits a peculiar duality in their behavior. On the surface, they may shower you with compliments and seem supportive of your achievements. However, there's an underlying tension, a subtle edge to their words that betrays their true feelings. Their praise may sound hollow, tinged with a hint of resentment, or followed by a backhanded comment that diminishes your accomplishment. Pay attention to how they react to your successes. Do they genuinely celebrate with you, or do they quickly change the subject? Do they find ways to downplay your achievements or point out potential flaws or challenges? These are telltale signs of envy at work. An envious person may also exhibit an unhealthy preoccupation with your life, constantly inquiring about your affairs, not out of genuine interest, but to fuel their comparisons. Another red flag is the tendency to derive pleasure from your setbacks or failures. An envious individual might mask their satisfaction with feigned concern, but you'll notice a subtle gleam in their eye, a barely concealed relief that you've stumbled. They may even go as far as to sabotage your efforts, offering bad advice or withholding crucial information, all under the guise of friendship or concern. Falsehood, the bedfellow of envy, is equally dangerous but often more difficult to detect. It manifests in various forms, from outright lies to more subtle manipulations of truth. A person prone to falsehood lives in a world of their own creation, where reality is malleable and truth subjective. They weave elaborate narratives, distorting facts to suit their needs or to present themselves in a more favorable light. Identifying falsehood requires a discerning eye and a willingness to look beyond the surface. One key indicator is inconsistency in their stories. Pay attention to the details they share over time. Do their accounts of events change subtly with each retelling? Do they contradict themselves when recounting past experiences? These inconsistencies often point to a fabricated narrative. Another sign of falsehood is an excessive need for validation and attention. A person who consistently embellishes or fabricates stories often does so to garner admiration or sympathy. They may constantly seek the spotlight, spinning tales of grand achievements or harrowing hardships, all designed to elicit a specific reaction from their audience. Watch for a disconnect between their words and actions. Do they make grandiose promises but consistently fail to follow through? Do they claim expertise in areas where their knowledge seems superficial upon closer examination? These discrepancies can be indicators of a person comfortable with falsehood. As we delve deeper into this exploration of envy and falsehood, it's crucial to remember that our goal is not to become cynical or mistrustful of everyone around us. Rather, it's to develop a nuanced understanding of human behavior, allowing us to navigate our relationships with wisdom and compassion. By recognizing these traits in others, we can protect ourselves from their harmful effects, and perhaps even help those caught in the grip of envy or falsehood to find a path towards authenticity and contentment. What drives a person to embrace envy or falsehood as a way of life? This question plunges us into the depths of human psychology, forcing us to confront the insecurities and fears that plague us all. Are these traits not reflections of our own hidden vulnerabilities, magnified and distorted in the funhouse mirror of the human psyche? As we continue our exploration, we'll uncover the roots of these behaviors, examine their impact on both the individual and society, and discover strategies for dealing with envious or dishonest people in our lives. Through this journey, we may find that the greatest wisdom lies not in condemning these traits in others, but in recognizing and addressing the seeds of envy and falsehood within ourselves. As we peel back the layers of human behavior, we find that envy and falsehood often stem from a deep-seated sense of inadequacy. These individuals, haunted by their perceived shortcomings, construct elaborate facades to shield themselves from the harsh light of reality. We must recognize that their actions, however harmful, are often desperate attempts to fill an internal void. The envious person lives in a state of perpetual comparison. Their world is a zero-sum game where another's gain inevitably translates to their loss. This mindset creates a distorted lens through which they view all interactions. A friend's promotion becomes a personal slight, a neighbor's new car, a direct challenge to their status. The tragedy lies in their inability to recognize that success and happiness are not finite resources to be hoarded, but abundant wellsprings that can nourish us all. We might ask ourselves, what would it take for an envious person to break free from this self-imposed prison of comparison? The answer lies in cultivating self-awareness and self-acceptance. Only by confronting and embracing our own vulnerabilities can we begin to appreciate the unique journey of others without feeling diminished by their successes. Falsehood, on the other hand, often arises from a fear of inadequacy. Those who habitually distort the truth are, in essence, rejecting their authentic selves. They create idealized versions of their lives, achievements, and personalities, believing that the truth of who they are is not enough. This constant performance is exhausting, leaving them forever teetering on the edge of exposure. The irony is that in their quest for admiration and acceptance, these individuals distance themselves from genuine connection. True intimacy requires vulnerability, a willingness to be seen in all our imperfect glory. By hiding behind a veil of lies, they rob themselves of the very thing they seek: authentic relationships and a sense of belonging. To truly understand these behaviors, we must look beyond their surface manifestations and examine the cultural and societal factors that contribute to their development. In a world increasingly dominated by carefully curated social media personas and the relentless pursuit of status, is it any wonder that envy and falsehood have found fertile ground? We live in an age where success is often measured in likes, shares, and followers. The constant barrage of highlight reels from the lives of others can fuel a sense of inadequacy in even the most grounded individuals. For those already predisposed to envy, this digital showcase becomes a torturous reminder of their perceived shortcomings. Similarly, the pressure to present a perfect image to the world can drive people to embellish or fabricate aspects of their lives. The line between aspiration and deception blurs, and before long, maintaining the illusion becomes a full-time job. We must ask ourselves, in our quest for social validation, have we lost sight of the value of authenticity? Recognizing these broader influences allows us to approach envious or dishonest individuals with greater empathy. Their behavior, while problematic, is often a symptom of deeper societal issues. By acknowledging this, we open the door to more constructive interactions and potential healing. However, empathy does not mean enabling. When confronted with envy or falsehood in others, we have a responsibility to protect our own well-being and maintain our integrity. This requires setting clear boundaries and being willing to call out harmful behavior when we encounter it. When dealing with an envious person, transparency and gentle confrontation can be powerful tools. By openly acknowledging their feelings without judgment, we create space for honest dialogue. I sense that my recent promotion has been difficult for you. I value our friendship and want to understand how you're feeling. This approach can disarm their defenses and pave the way for mutual understanding. With those prone to falsehood, the path is often more challenging. Direct confrontation may lead to further deception or defensive reactions. Instead, we can model truthfulness and vulnerability in our own behavior. By consistently demonstrating the strength that comes from authenticity, we offer an alternative to their world of illusions. In both cases, maintaining our own emotional boundaries is crucial. We cannot take responsibility for the feelings or actions of others. Our role is not to fix them, but to create an environment where growth and honesty are possible. As we navigate these complex interpersonal dynamics, we must also turn our gaze inward. The truth is, we all have the capacity for envy and dishonesty within us. By recognizing these tendencies in ourselves, we become better equipped to handle them in others. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Have there been times when you felt the sting of envy at a friend's success? Have you ever been tempted to embellish your achievements to impress others? These moments of self-reflection are not meant to induce guilt, but to foster greater self-awareness and compassion. By acknowledging our own vulnerabilities, we develop a more nuanced understanding of human nature. We realize that envy and falsehood are not character flaws unique to certain individuals, but common human tendencies that we all must grapple with to varying degrees. This understanding allows us to approach others with greater compassion, even as we maintain healthy boundaries. We recognize that the envious colleague or the friend prone to exaggeration is not so different from us. They are fellow travelers on the journey of self-discovery, perhaps struggling with challenges we cannot see. As we continue to explore the complex landscape of human behavior, we must remember that our goal is not to judge or condemn, but to understand and grow. By developing our ability to recognize and respond to envy and falsehood in others, we not only protect ourselves from potential harm, but also contribute to a more authentic and compassionate world. In the next part of our exploration, we'll delve deeper into practical strategies for dealing with envious and dishonest individuals in various aspects of our lives. We'll examine how these traits manifest in personal relationships, professional settings, and broader social contexts. Through this analysis, we'll uncover tools and techniques to navigate these challenging interactions while maintaining our own integrity and peace of mind. Navigating envy and falsehood in personal and professional relationships. As we delve into the intricate dynamics of envy and falsehood, it becomes evident that these traits permeate both our personal and professional lives, often with profound implications. Recognizing and addressing these behaviors requires a blend of empathy, assertiveness, and strategic thinking. Our goal is to foster environments where authenticity and mutual respect thrive, enabling us to build stronger, more meaningful connections. In personal relationships, envy can manifest in subtle yet damaging ways. Imagine a close friend who consistently downplays your achievements. They may offer compliments laced with backhanded remarks or quickly shift the conversation to their own struggles whenever you share good news. Over time, this behavior can erode your self-esteem and create a sense of imbalance in the relationship. To navigate envy in personal relationships, it's crucial to establish open and honest communication. When you sense envy in a friend, approach the situation with sensitivity and a genuine desire to understand their perspective. For instance, you might say, "I've noticed that you seem uncomfortable when I talk about my successes. Is there something on your mind that you'd like to share?" This approach invites dialogue and shows that you value their feelings without immediately jumping to conclusions. However, it's also important to set boundaries. If a friend's envy consistently undermines your confidence or well-being, it may be necessary to limit your interactions or steer conversations away from topics that trigger their envy. Remember, while empathy is essential, you must also prioritize your mental and emotional health. Falsehood in personal relationships can be equally insidious. A partner or friend who habitually distorts the truth can create a foundation of mistrust and uncertainty. They may weave elaborate stories, exaggerate their capabilities, or withhold critical information, leaving you constantly second-guessing their words and intentions. When confronted with falsehood, approach the matter with a blend of directness and compassion. Express your concerns calmly and clearly, avoiding accusatory language. For example, "I've noticed some inconsistencies in what you've told me about your work. Can we have an honest conversation about what's really going on?" This approach encourages transparency and demonstrates that you're open to understanding their perspective. Yet, it's vital to recognize when falsehood becomes a repeated pattern. Chronic dishonesty can be a sign of deeper issues that may not be easily resolved through conversation alone. In such cases, seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor can provide a neutral space to address these behaviors and explore underlying causes. In professional settings, envy and falsehood can significantly impact workplace dynamics and productivity. An envious colleague may attempt to undermine your efforts, spread rumors, or take credit for your work. These actions not only hinder your progress, but also create a toxic work environment. Addressing envy in the workplace requires a strategic and diplomatic approach. Begin by documenting instances of envious behavior, noting specific actions and their impact on your work. This documentation can be invaluable if you need to escalate the issue to higher management. When discussing the matter with the envious colleague, focus on the behavior rather than attacking their character. For instance, "I've noticed that you've been critical of my recent project. I'd appreciate constructive feedback, but it feels like your comments are aimed at undermining my efforts." If the behavior persists, involve your supervisor or HR department. Present your documented evidence and express your concerns calmly and professionally. Emphasize that your goal is to maintain a positive and collaborative work environment, not to create conflict. Falsehood in the workplace can manifest in various forms, from exaggerating qualifications to fabricating achievements. An employee who consistently distorts the truth can damage team cohesion and trust. When dealing with a dishonest colleague, it's essential to gather concrete evidence before addressing the issue. This might include discrepancies in their work reports, conflicting statements, or feedback from other team members. Approach the colleague privately and present your concerns factually. For example, "I've noticed some inconsistencies in the reports you submitted. Can we go over them together to ensure everything is accurate?" This approach allows them to explain and correct any misunderstandings. If the dishonesty continues, escalate the issue to your supervisor or HR department. Provide your documented evidence and emphasize the importance of integrity and transparency in maintaining a productive work environment. In severe cases, dishonesty may warrant disciplinary action or termination. In both personal and professional contexts, dealing with envy and falsehood requires a delicate balance of empathy and assertiveness. While it's important to understand the underlying insecurities that drive these behaviors, we must also protect our own well-being and maintain the integrity of our relationships and work environments. As we continue to explore these complex dynamics, let us reflect on the broader implications of envy and falsehood in our society. How do these traits influence our collective behavior and cultural norms? In what ways can we, as individuals and communities, cultivate environments that prioritize authenticity, empathy, and mutual respect? The journey towards recognizing and addressing envy and falsehood is not an easy one, but it is a path worth pursuing. By developing our awareness and honing our responses, we not only safeguard our own emotional and psychological health, but also contribute to a culture where genuine connections and trust can flourish. Cultural and societal influences on envy and falsehood. Envy and falsehood are not merely personal failings, but reflect broader societal and cultural dynamics. In our increasingly interconnected world, social media and digital communication have amplified these traits, sometimes with detrimental effects. Understanding the cultural and societal influences that perpetuate envy and falsehood can help us devise strategies to foster environments that prioritize authenticity, empathy, and mutual respect. Social media platforms have transformed how we perceive success and happiness. They often present curated and idealized versions of reality, creating a fertile ground for envy and falsehood. When individuals compare their own lives to these polished narratives, feelings of inadequacy can arise, leading to envy. This, in turn, can manifest in negative behaviors such as passive-aggressive comments, gossip, and even cyberbullying. Moreover, the pressure to maintain a certain image online can lead to dishonesty. People may embellish their accomplishments, fabricate experiences, or selectively share content that portrays them in the best possible light. This cycle of envy and falsehood can create a pervasive sense of distrust and superficiality in our digital interactions. To combat these issues, it's essential to promote digital literacy that emphasizes the curated nature of social media content. Encouraging a culture of authenticity online can help reduce the pressure to present a flawless image. This might include sharing more candid moments, discussing failures openly, and celebrating genuine achievements rather than superficial metrics such as likes and follows. Cultural norms and values significantly influence how envy and falsehood are perceived and manifested. In some cultures, competition is highly valued, and success is often measured by material wealth and social status. This can foster an environment where envy thrives, as individuals constantly compare themselves to others and strive to outdo their peers. Conversely, cultures that prioritize community, collaboration, and collective well-being may experience lower levels of envy and falsehood. In these environments, Success is viewed as a shared achievement, and individuals are more likely to support and uplift each other rather than compete. To address cultural factors that perpetuate envy and falsehood, we must strive to shift our collective values towards empathy, collaboration, and mutual respect. This can be achieved through education, media representation, and community initiatives that highlight the importance of these values. By celebrating diverse forms of success and emphasizing the importance of emotional intelligence and integrity, we can create a cultural shift that reduces envy and encourages honesty. Economic and social inequality often exacerbate feelings of envy and foster environments where falsehood can flourish. When individuals perceive that opportunities are unevenly distributed, they may resort to dishonest means to achieve success or recognition. This can include exaggerating qualifications, lying about achievements, or engaging in unethical behavior to gain an advantage. Addressing these structural issues requires a multifaceted approach. Policies that promote economic equality, access to education, and fair opportunities for all can help reduce the root causes of envy and dishonesty. Additionally, creating support systems that provide resources and guidance to those in need can empower individuals to pursue their goals honestly and ethically. Education plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding of envy and falsehood. By integrating emotional intelligence and ethical decision-making into educational curricula, we can equip individuals with the tools to navigate these complex behaviors. Teaching students to recognize and manage their emotions, practice empathy, and value integrity can help prevent the development of envious and dishonest tendencies. Furthermore, promoting critical thinking skills can enable individuals to question societal norms and media representations that perpetuate envy and falsehood. Encouraging open discussions about these issues in educational settings can foster a culture of transparency and mutual respect from a young age. Building strong community and support networks is essential for mitigating envy and falsehood. When individuals feel supported and valued within their communities, they are less likely to engage in negative behaviors driven by insecurity or a desire for approval. Support networks can provide a sense of belonging and validation, reducing the need to compare oneself to others or resort to dishonesty. Community initiatives that promote inclusivity, collaboration, and mutual support can help create environments where authenticity is valued. This might include community-building activities, peer support groups, and programs that recognize and celebrate diverse forms of success. The media plays a powerful role in shaping our perceptions and attitudes. Representations of success, beauty, and happiness in the media can either reinforce or challenge societal norms that perpetuate envy and falsehood. By promoting diverse and realistic portrayals of life experiences, the media can help reduce the pressure to conform to idealized standards. Media literacy programs that educate individuals on critically analyzing media content can also empower people to discern between reality and curated narratives. This awareness can reduce the impact of envy-inducing content and promote a healthier, more realistic perception of success and happiness. In conclusion, envy and falsehood are deeply intertwined with cultural, societal, and structural factors. By addressing these influences through education, policy, community initiatives, and media representation, we can create environments that prioritize authenticity, empathy, and mutual respect. As individuals, we can also contribute to this cultural shift by practicing self-awareness, promoting honesty, and supporting others in their journeys. Practical strategies for fostering authenticity and empathy. Understanding the cultural and societal influences on envy and falsehood sets the stage for actionable steps that individuals and communities can take to create environments where authenticity and empathy can flourish. These practical strategies, when implemented in our daily interactions both online and offline, can promote genuine connections and foster a more compassionate world. Self-awareness is the foundation of authenticity and empathy. Regular self-reflection helps us understand our emotions, motivations, and behaviors, allowing us to recognize when feelings of envy arise and to examine their underlying causes. These feelings might stem from personal insecurities, societal pressures, or unmet needs. Journaling can be a powerful tool for self-reflection, providing clarity and perspective. Similarly, mindfulness practices such as meditation can help us stay present and develop a deeper understanding of our inner world. These practices enable us to respond to situations with greater awareness and intentionality, rather than reacting impulsively. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of others, and it is crucial for building authentic relationships. Practicing active listening, which requires fully focusing on the speaker, withholding judgment, and reflecting back what we hear, shows that we value their perspective and are genuinely interested in their experiences. Engaging in empathetic conversations also means asking open-ended questions that encourage others to share more about their thoughts and feelings. Instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" we might ask, "What was the most meaningful part of your day?" This invites deeper dialogue and fosters a stronger emotional connection. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and protecting our well-being. Setting boundaries involves clearly communicating our needs and limits to others. For instance, if a friend's behavior triggers feelings of envy, we might say, "I feel uncomfortable when we compare our achievements. Can we focus on supporting each other instead?" Respecting others' boundaries is equally important, acknowledging and honoring their needs and limits without taking offense or feeling rejected. By establishing mutual respect for boundaries, we create a safe and supportive environment where authenticity can thrive. Vulnerability is a key aspect of authenticity. It involves being open about our true selves, including our fears, insecurities, and struggles. When we share our vulnerabilities, we invite others to do the same, creating a space for genuine connection. Practicing vulnerability requires a balance. It's important to share our experiences with those we trust and in appropriate contexts. Oversharing or expecting others to reciprocate immediately can be counterproductive. Instead, we can lead by example, gradually building trust and encouraging openness over time. Positive reinforcement involves recognizing and celebrating the achievements and positive behaviors of others. Offering genuine compliments and expressing appreciation can counteract feelings of envy and foster a culture of support and encouragement. In a professional setting, we might recognize a colleague's hard work by saying, "I really admire the effort you put into that project. Your dedication is inspiring." In personal relationships, we can celebrate our friends' successes and express joy for their accomplishments. This not only strengthens our relationships, but also promotes a positive and uplifting atmosphere. Community-building activities can strengthen connections and foster a sense of belonging. Participating in local events, volunteering, or joining interest-based groups provides opportunities to interact with others in meaningful ways. Engaging in community service allows us to contribute to something larger than ourselves and develop empathy for those in different circumstances. It also provides a platform for building authentic relationships through shared experiences and common goals. While technology and social media can contribute to envy and falsehood, they can also be powerful tools for fostering authenticity and empathy. By using these platforms mindfully, we can create positive and supportive online communities, sharing content that reflects our true selves, engaging in meaningful conversations, and supporting others by liking, commenting, and sharing their achievements are ways to use technology positively. Additionally, technology can help us stay connected with loved ones, especially during times when in-person interactions are limited. Addressing deep-seated issues related to envy and falsehood may require professional support. Therapists and counselors provide a safe space to explore these behaviors, understand their root causes, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Therapy can help individuals build self-esteem, improve communication skills, and foster more authentic relationships. Seeking professional support is a proactive step towards personal growth and emotional well-being. Fostering authenticity and empathy involves a combination of self-awareness, intentional actions, and community engagement. By practicing self-reflection, cultivating empathy, setting boundaries, encouraging vulnerability, promoting positive reinforcement, engaging in community-building activities, leveraging technology mindfully, and seeking professional support, we can create environments where genuine connections thrive. By embracing authenticity and empathy in our daily interactions, we take meaningful steps towards building a more compassionate and truthful world, one relationship at a time.